Okay, so we're supposed to solve this system, give an answer with a parenthesis and x, y, and z, three numbers. All right, how do we how do we handle three equations at the same time? Well, it's not easy. But what we want to do, first off, is identify one of the letters that will be a little bit easier to deal with than the other ones. What I'm noticing specifically is this guy. Why is that Z right there jumping off the page screen for me? Well, it's because he's got no number in front. Really, he has a visible one, huh? All the rest of the X's and the Y's and the other Z's have numbers, right? This says -6, this is -3, -12, +3, -5, 24, 3, 4. They all have numbers, but not this guy. So start with him. So that's going to be the easiest thing to do. So number one. Stat, no. I meant to say start. Start with a letter with no number. So start with a letter with no number. Multiply to make it opposite of the numbers above, below, and cancel all above, below. Does that make any sense? So in other words, I'm going to use this guy, and I'm going to cancel out this guy and cancel out that guy. That's the plan. I'm going to use that Z that's up there, and in two separate steps, I'm going to cancel the Z's down below. So how am I going to do that? Well, it says you multiply to make it the opposite. So first off, I'm going to take this equation, and I'm going to multiply through by 5. I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. What will that do? That'll make it 5Z, which is the opposite of minus 5Z. So I'm going to number these equations just to make this easier. This will be equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. So I'm going to take equation 1, now multiplied by 5, and I'll go minus 30x. Right, because that 5 is multiplying through here. Minus 15y plus 5z is minus 20. And then also, that's the first equation. And then I will bring the second equation, which is minus 12x plus 3y. In fact, why don't I just circle these numbers? There's a 1, 2, and 3. Minus 5z equals 14. See, now if I add them up, see what's going to happen? Cancel, cancel. See how we made the z's go away there? So what do we get? Minus 42x minus 12y equals minus 6. I'm going to call that equation number 4. You see what I've done so far? I took this z here that had nothing in front of it. And I thought, well, I can multiply. He's easy to deal with. He's got nothing in front. He's really got a 1. So if I multiply by 5, that'll make this 5z, and that's the opposite of minus 5z. And I can add them, and the z's will cancel. And then I'm going to do the same thing again. So that was step number 1 there. Now I'm going to restart that, and you can reuse that same equation. Just go back to where it was before you multiplied by 5. And this time, I'm going to multiply through by -4. Why? Because I want to make it the opposite of this plus 4z. Remember what I'm doing? I'm multiplying to make it the opposite of the numbers above and below and cancel out all numbers that are above and below. So I canceled this guy. Now I want to cancel this guy by making this a minus 4z. See that? So I'm taking again equation number 1, multiplying through by minus 4. So it'll be plus 24x plus 12y minus 4z is plus 16. So I multiply through by minus 4, and now equation 3, just bring that down, 24x plus 3y plus 4z is minus 4. We're doing good, it's making sense, and now we can add these up. And these guys will cancel, right? That was the plan. See how we're getting all the z's to cancel out? Well, then what do we get? 48x plus 15y, 12 and 3, is, what's going to be 12? It's 12. Call this equation 5. Now I'm going to use equations 4 and 5 with which both just have 2 letters. And now I can solve it from here. Is this making sense so far? So the way I'm doing this, again, from the top, I started with that z because there was nothing in front really at 1. And then I'm going to use that like a tool to cancel the 2 z's below him. So multiply him first. First time I multiplied him by whatever it was, 5, to get these z's to cancel this guy out. Then I reused equation number 1 and multiplied through by -4. And then that made these guys cancel out. Okay. So now bring down equation 4. Bring it down right here. Equation 4. So now we have 2 equations with 2 letters. So that was step number 1. Start with no letters. Start and basically get rid, cancel all the z's. The z's are gone. I canceled all the z's. Now equations 4 and 5 are 2 equations with 2 letters, right? So now we can use these guys to do more. How are we going to do that? Well, I'm kind of looking at it. I don't see anything really easy, honestly. We could simplify these. Yeah, maybe that'd be best. Yeah, do you see how these are reducible? I think I'm going to do that. Do you see what I'm talking about? I can divide all of these guys by 3. Yeah, let me just write it this way. Divide by 3, divide by 3. 3 goes into all those, and this one, all these are divisible by 6. So divide by 3, you get what? 16x plus 5y is 4. Just make it simpler. Minus 7x minus 2y is minus 1. That's a little easier equations to deal with, right? I just divided through. You can always, remember, you can always do the same thing to both sides of an equal sign. You can multiply or divide or add or subtract anything you want, as long as you do it to both the left and the right of the equal sign. It'll still be equal, right? If 2 things are equal before and you treat them the same, they're going to be equal afterwards, aren't they? Okay, now let me take those 2 equations right here. Bring those over here. Oops. 16x plus 5y is 4, and minus 7x minus 2y is minus 1. Okay, so we got to get something to cancel. So you know how to do this. We multiply, don't we? So I'm going to take this top equation, multiply by 2, the bottom equation by 5. So I'm looking at the y's, and I'm wanting to make them cancel. I could do the x's. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, maybe I'll just do the x's. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you feel like doing. I'll do the x. I just changed my mind. It doesn't matter. I'll multiply this guy by 7, this guy by 16. Right? So I'm multiplying by the other guy. So then this will multiply on through. So I'll get, what's that, 70, 7 times 16? I don't know. Whatever it is. It's going to be 112. 112x plus 35y is 28. That's the top equation. And then the bottom equation is negative 112x right? This 16 is going to go boom, boom, boom. And we'll get minus 32y equals minus 16. That good? And then we add them up. See how we made the x's cancel? So this is all step 2. Now multiply both equations. Now multiply both equations to cancel out another letter. So I'm canceling out x. And what do I get? Plus 3y equals what? 12? And now that's easy. Divide by 3. So we got it. Y is 4. All right, we got our first answer. Y is 4. Now, we're not done. We got to get the other letters. How are we going to get them? Well, the way we do this is actually we've got to be a little bit careful. Now, step 3. Plug y equals 4 back into an equation on step 2 with only 2 letters. So we're not really ready to go all the way back to the beginning to those equations that had 3 letters. That's not going to work right now because I've only got 1 answer. I'll do that in a minute once I've got 2 answers. But first, I'm just going to go back, plug y equals 4 back into an equation on step 2 that only had two answers. Go back here to step 2, and you can plug into, you know, either one of these. It doesn't really matter, either one. So I'll just say, all right, I'm just going to grab the this first one here. Let's say, what is it? 16x plus 5y is 4. Just grab one of them and then just plug in right there. Y, we now know y is 4. So this will become 16x plus 5 and 4 equals 4. 16x plus 20 is 4. And then subtract 20. And these cancel. And we get 16x is minus 16. Divide by 16. X is minus. So now we've got x. So now we've got 2 letters. We got x, we got y. Now, so we went, you see what we did there? We went back into step 2 and grabbed, I didn't go all the way back to these guys that had 3 letters. I just went back to step 2 where they just had 2 letters, x and y. Grab either one. Either you could grab the first one or the second one. It doesn't matter. Let's grab the first one. Plugged in y, got x. So now I've got x, I've got y. Now you can go all the way back to the beginning. So final step, step 4. Plug your 2 answers anywhere from anywhere. Plug your 2 answers into any original to find the third answer. So we just go back to any one of the originals. It doesn't matter which one. I'll just like grab the first one. What is it? Minus 6x minus 3y plus z. Minus 6x minus 3y plus z. Let me go back to look at it again. What is it? Minus 6x minus y plus z is minus 4. And I grab that x. Oh, here, I'll just write it down here. Right there. And I got y, right? Y is 4. And go right there, and then I can solve for z. So what do I have? Minus 6 times minus 1. Minus 3 times 4 plus z is minus 4. That's plus 6 minus 12 plus z is minus 4. 6 minus 12 is minus 6. And then add 6 to both sides. Z is 2. And there we go. That's long. That's real long. So we did it. We solved 3 equations, 3 unknowns. So what's the final answer? So we got x equals y equals z equals. So x was -1, y was 4, z was 2. So the answer to the system is -1, 4, 2. It's in parentheses with commas like that. There we go. So let me recap. How do we solve 3 equations, 3 letters? Well, carefully, tediously. From the beginning, let's go back to what just happened there. So from the beginning, we start by finding this z. Why? Because he had no number in front. All the rest had numbers in front. Then we used him by multiplying to get rid of the other z's below him, right? I got rid of the right here. I made these plus, I made them opposites, plus 5z and minus 5z, right? And the z's went away. So I took the first and second equations, multiplied by 5 throughout that equation, and I was able to cancel these z's. I got that. I called that equation 4. Then I took the first one and the third one right here, and I multiplied through by -4 to make these z's opposites. Got rid of that guy, added them up, and got this equation. So then I brought down, I called that 5. So I brought down 4 and 5 together. I simplified them because I noticed I could divide through by 3 and divide through by 6 to make them a little smaller and cleaner. And then brought it right over here. I had two equations with 2 letters. You know how to do that? I made these x's opposites by multiplying by the other guy. The 7 went there, the 16 went there. Multiply these x's are the same number, but one positive, one negative. They're opposites. X is canceled, got my hands on y. Once I had y, I didn't go all the way back, right? You've only got one answer right now. I did not go all the way back to the beginning. I just went back to the second step. I just went back to step 2. And I grabbed either equation, doesn't matter which one of the equations from step 2, plug in the y, and then I got my answer for x. Then I go finally, step 4, all the way back, any original, grab one of the ones from the original, plug in the x and the y, got z. So there we go.